The world awoke to a shock on November 13, 2025. A satellite image revealed a pristine 3,000-meter runway on Balabac Island, Philippines. Overnight, a remote corner of the archipelago had become the epicenter of a geopolitical earthquake, its significance impossible to ignore. Once obscure, Balabac was suddenly the focus of global attention. Newsrooms buzzed with speculation, and social media erupted with theories and questions. The world's eyes turned to this small island, trying to make sense of what had just happened. The Philippines had quietly constructed a major military airbase, staring straight into the South China Sea. The scale and secrecy of the project stunned observers who wondered how such a feat had gone unnoticed for so long. Diplomats, generals, and journalists scrambled for answers. Governments convened emergency meetings, and experts debated the implications late into the night. In Manila, the mood was electric. News channels went live, and officials prepared a presidential announcement. The nation held its breath, waiting for clarity and direction. The message was clear: the Philippines was no longer a passive player in regional disputes. The government's tone was resolute, signaling a new era of assertiveness. Years of being seen as a victim were over. The nation was now a proactive defender of its sovereignty. For many Filipinos, it was a moment of pride and hope, a turning point in their country's story. Foreign ministries worldwide rushed to assess the implications. Embassies scrambled to gather intelligence, and alliances were quietly tested. Was this a solo act? Who helped? What aircraft would be stationed there? The questions multiplied, fueling speculation and concern across continents. The project, codenamed Project Sparrowhawk, was more than infrastructure. It was a bold declaration. It signaled a shift in the balance of power, a statement that the Philippines would shape its own destiny. The strategic calculus in the South China Sea had changed overnight. Every nation with interest in the region was forced to reconsider its plans and priorities. Military analysts and defense attachés urgently revised their models. New scenarios were drawn up, and old assumptions were thrown out the window. How would this affect China's bases in the Spratlys, now just a short flight away? The balance of power in the region was suddenly in flux, and no one could predict what would come next. The Balabac runway was not just concrete. It was a symbol of national will and a game-changer in a region defined by shifting power. It stood as a testament to determination, resilience, and the desire for self-determination. The world's attention was now fixed on the Philippines, and the game had just begun. The next moves would shape the future of the region, and perhaps the world. Across the Philippines, news of the Balabac airbase sparked a surge of national pride. From the bustling cities to the quietest rural towns, Filipinos everywhere felt a renewed sense of hope and unity. The announcement was more than just a headline. It was a moment that brought the nation together, igniting conversations in every corner of the archipelago. Years of frustration over foreign encroachment gave way to celebration. For so long, many had felt powerless, watching as their sovereignty was tested. Now, the mood shifted. There was joy, relief, and a collective sigh of vindication. In Manila's coffee shops, on Palawan's fishing boats, and in Mindanao's homes, people watched in awe. The news was discussed over morning coffee, on radios at sea, and around family dinner tables, uniting Filipinos from all walks of life. Social media erupted with Naning's Balabac Strong and Tom Pinoy Pride, this time with genuine unity. Online, Filipinos shared stories, memories, and dreams for a stronger nation, their voices amplified by the power of technology. The usual political divides faded, replaced by a rare sense of togetherness. People who once disagreed found common ground, celebrating a victory that belonged to everyone. Images of the Philippine flag over the new runway spread everywhere. The flag became a symbol of hope, resilience, and a future where Filipinos could stand tall on the world stage. The military and government were praised for their secrecy and execution. Their careful planning and determination were recognized as a turning point in the nation's history. This was not aggression, but dignified self-respect. The world saw a nation asserting its rights with honor, not hostility. The Balabac project shattered the sick man of Asia stereotype, showing strategic vision and resolve. It was proof that the Philippines could rise above its challenges and chart its own destiny. For many, especially the youth, it redefined what it meant to be Filipino, not just resilient, but strong and assertive. Young people felt inspired, seeing themselves as future leaders and defenders of their homeland. Fishermen who once felt abandoned now felt seen and protected. The presence of the airbase meant safer waters and a renewed sense of belonging. For years, we were afraid in our own waters, one fisherman said. Now, we feel protected. His words echoed nationwide, resonating with countless others who had long hoped for change. The runway was more than a military asset. It was a promise that Filipinos would no longer stand alone. It was a beacon of hope, a testament to what unity and determination could achieve. A new era of national confidence had begun. The spirit of the Pearl of the Orient was shining brighter than ever, lighting the way for generations to come. The Balabac airbase sent shockwaves through Southeast Asia. ASEAN capitals reacted with a mix of admiration and caution. For Vietnam and Malaysia, it was a bold stand against Beijing's expansionism, but others worried it could provoke China and escalate tensions. The region's strategic landscape was being redrawn in real time. The Philippine example showed that middle powers could create real leverage through secrecy and resolve. The era of relying solely on diplomacy was fading. Self-reliance and hard power were now in focus. Balabac's runway was a Filipino project, but its impact was regional, forcing every nation to reconsider how far they'd go to defend their sovereignty. In Beijing, the news from Balabac was met with a calculated silence. China's leadership saw the airbase as a major intelligence failure and a blow to their regional dominance. Fury and grudging respect mixed behind closed doors. The challenge: respond forcefully without appearing weak or triggering a US-Philippines alliance response. A military move could backfire. A diplomatic protest might look weak. China was caught in a strategic trap of Manila's making. Analysts predicted a multi-pronged response. Sharp diplomatic condemnations, increased maritime presence, and possible economic pressure. The world watched for Beijing's next move. The dragon had been provoked. Its response would shape the region's future. The Balabac Airbase's success depended on absolute secrecy. Project Sparrowhawk was planned in hushed meetings, hidden from public and foreign eyes. The logistical challenges were immense: remote jungle, limited infrastructure, and the need for total deception. Materials arrived at night, teams worked compartmentalized, and civilian ships filed false manifests. International partners quietly aided with technology and expertise, but plausible deniability was maintained. The goal: empower the Philippines to build its own deterrent, not just host foreign assets. When Manila released the satellite images, the intelligence world was stunned. Agencies that prided themselves on surveillance had missed it. Project Sparrowhawk was a master class in discipline and deception. In an age of total surveillance, secrets could still be kept. The human element of strategy had triumphed. The official unveiling on November 13th was a spectacle of national pride, drawing citizens, soldiers, and dignitaries from across the country. The air was electric with anticipation as the crowd gathered to witness a moment that would be etched in history. The president's aircraft was the first to land, its arrival broadcast live to the nation. Cameras flashed and news anchors narrated every moment, capturing the significance of this historic day for millions watching at home. Stepping onto the runway, the president declared, "This is not a threat, but a promise to protect what is ours." His words echoed across the tarmac, resonating with both the troops and the people, a powerful affirmation of sovereignty and unity. The speech reassured allies and sent a clear message to adversaries. It was a call for solidarity, emphasizing the nation's commitment to peace, but also its readiness to defend its territory. Fighter jets roared overhead in a breathtaking display of precision and power. Missile systems stood on display, a testament to the country's growing defense capabilities and technological progress. Soldiers and airmen stood proud. This base was a game changer for their mission. Their faces reflected hope and determination, knowing they were part of something greater than themselves. The event ended with a giant Philippine flag raised at the runway's end, visible for miles. Its colors shone brightly, a symbol of unity and the enduring spirit of the Filipino people. The national anthem rang out, voices united in patriotism. The melody carried across the base, stirring emotions and reminding everyone of the sacrifices made for freedom. This was more than a military installation. It was a consecration of a national symbol, a place where history, sacrifice, and hope converged. The Balabac Airbase would stand as a testament to Filipino resilience and vision, a beacon for future generations and a stronghold for national security. From this day, it marked a new chapter in the nation's story, a turning point that would shape the destiny of the archipelago for years to come. The world watched as the Philippines claimed its place, with international observers recognizing the significance of this bold step on the global stage. A new era had dawned on Balabac, where hope, strength, and unity soared as high as the flag above the island. Balabac's location is its power, guarding the vital strait between the South China Sea and Sulu Sea. Once a vulnerability, it's now a strategic stronghold less than 300 kilometers from China's Spratly bases. Philippine air assets can now respond to incidents in minutes, not hours. Balabac acts as an unsinkable aircraft carrier on the front line. The base also boosts security against piracy and terrorism in the Sulu Sea. Drones and patrol aircraft can now maintain a constant watch, protecting both borders and livelihoods. The airbase is a great equalizer, complicating any adversary's plans. Balabac is now the crown jewel of Philippine defense. The Balabac airbase shifts the military balance in the South China Sea. China's dominance is now challenged by a credible Filipino anti-access area denial capability. Surveillance and response are transformed. Drones and patrol aircraft provide a persistent guardian's eye. Swarming tactics by China's maritime militia can now be tracked and exposed. The base complicates any aggressor's calculations, raising the cost of coercion. Fighter jets and missile systems make Balabac a tough target. The Philippines can now respond rapidly to threats, deterring aggression. The base also strengthens the US-Philippines alliance, offering a new access point for joint operations. By investing in its own defense, the Philippines has become a more valuable ally. Balabac is not just about territory, it's about regional stability and a rules-based order. The story of Balabac is one of national will and unity. Engineers, soldiers, and laborers overcame immense challenges in secrecy. The project transformed the local community, bringing jobs, infrastructure, and security. The military built trust with islanders, forging a new partnership. Rising tensions with China have only strengthened national resolve. The airbase is now a rallying point for sovereignty and self-reliance. Political divides have faded, replaced by consensus on defense. Balabac is more than a strategic asset, it's a beacon of hope. The Philippines is now a proactive middle power, shaping its own destiny. The runway is both a line in the sand and a launching pad for a more confident, united nation.